Yo. I'm back. I'm not 100%, but you know how it is. Gotta grind this up. Now that the season is over, although it's not fully over for some teams, that's why I'm not doing a full season review for one team. The Pelicans, I'm gonna wait for. I think the Pelicans, I'm gonna wait for the final playing game or maybe the first round. If I do, I might wait for the first round to do a thing on the Pelicans and the Bulls and maybe even the Raptors. But right now, in terms of Rap God Reloaded, shout out to you. Instead of make and I have to say this to Rap God Reloaded, a pretty little disclaimer. This is a Charlotte Hornets final season grade. Although Brother Mozart wanted to do season grades, I'm gonna do just like I do last year. Unlike last year where I did everything, this is gonna be my final format. Like I said, I gotta review the format. We're gonna do a player section, a coach section, the coaching staff, and the management section. Each team, right? Remember, this is just Charlotte Hornets only. But hold on, this is just Charlotte Hornets only. So there will be no Cleveland or Toronto or Pelican. None of that. None of that. It's just Charlotte Hornets. That's it. And another disclaimer for Rabbi Related and family, because Rabbi Related made a request for me to do videos on good coaches and bad coaches. But I decided that I'm going to do that in this video by comparing Frank Vogel and James Borrego. So before I really go to that, I'm going to do from starters. The very first section of the grades is player grades. Now, remember last season, my player grades was in the B or something in the first half of the season. It was bad. Like, because normally I always have player, coach, coaching staff, and then management. That's how I do it. That's how I do mine. Before I normally go player for player, but I felt like the video is going to be too long and I just want to go straight forward and be direct. And I actually want to put it into more basketball terms rather than just emotional. So let's look at it like this. The overall player grade for Charlotte Hornets C plus to C minus. That's how bad they are. Let's let's be honest. But if I'm being realistic, if we're being honest, if I'm just being nice, I'll give them a C plus. But if I'm being realistic, they all deserve a C minus. LaMelo, you were mid in the play-in. You really didn't show me that as that you are that guy yet. But I'm not really gonna give him the I am Groot treatment where I'm gonna be like, he doesn't show up. Like, come on, man. He's a second year player. I'm gonna give him time. Just like I'm giving Wiseman time. That's why I'm not calling him a bust. Like many people are gonna say. I'm not calling the kid a bust. Right now, I'm gonna give them time, let them develop. Maybe after year 4, I'm gonna revisit it and say maybe he's not ready for the playoffs yet. But right now, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that with people. Terry Rozier is a glorified sixth man, which he is. He should not be starting on any basketball team. I don't know why you're starting Terry Rozier. You should not be starting. Miles Bridges, you must have lost your damn mind if you think you deserve 170 mil. Gordon Hayward, good riddance. We don't need your punk ass anyway. Kelly Oubre, please, for the love of God, you should not be getting minutes over Brooklyn Knight, especially when your ass is Mr. Inconsistent. And it's gonna get worse, man. Like I'm so beyond it. Like if you're wondering why I'm not really like screaming, I don't even. Like I said, I'm not 100 today, but I gotta keep it real. This team is a bunch. Player grades, the whole players. IT, the worst defender out of everyone. If you have the big dummy of the year award, it like the genjutsu of the year. Like before I go to award section, I'm gonna go to player grades first. So, like I said, I'm just explaining. Melo's mid in the playing game. I will say for LaMelo, the only thing you need to improve on is a mid-range game, being consistent, being a smart player, and understanding how to actually manage a game. I'm gonna say it because even though I'm a LaMelo fan, I have to be honest about him. He has to be take the leadership role. You can't always be hiding in the back and expecting that the team is just gonna. You have to demand your leadership. You can't sit behind the back and expect them to just be like, yeah, no. They see you as the guy. Like imagine being a leader and you're supposed to lead, but you're quiet because you're scared of your of perception. Fuck perception. You're the leader. They see you as the leader. The guys look up to you. Lead them. Miles, you're the second star on the team. Act like it. Terry Rozier, go do catch and shoot. That's what you are. You should not even be starting it on any team. I don't care about that. Terry Rozier should not be starting on any team. The playing game was a disaster. Them boys didn't show any effort on defense. They were getting outcoached. They were getting outran. They were leaving mans open. The whoever offense was so lethal that Atlanta was just killing these boys. And Trae Young didn't even have a good game. Trae Young played worse than LaMelo. For everyone who say, "Oh, LaMelo," Trae Young played worse than LaMelo, and he still got the W. There's a difference. One had the back of his teammates, and his teammates had his back. The other, his teammates couldn't even help him. That's the difference. Cody Martin, yeah, decent game. PJ Washington, I gotta give you a clap for that. I gotta give PJ Washington his props. Terry Rozier, Mr. Heems, do not start a basketball game again. Please do not start an NBA game. You do not deserve to start any NBA game. You should be on that bench, coming off the bench, being an energy guy. That's your job. Terry Rozier is officially a six man, not a starter, a six man. I'd rather start Book Knight over him, if that means anything, because I'd rather have the taller guy in there than the shorter guy who can barely defend anybody. Okay? I don't care about the offense. I just need the defense. Everything else will figure itself out. And y'all don't lost your damn mind if you think Westbrook is the answer, because he's not. Now, on to the coaching staff. F minus. That's how bad y'all are. Y'all went from a D minus in my previous grade video to a F minus. That's how bad the whole coaching staff is. Improper rotations, stupid ass substitutions, not playing the correct players, not running the right schemes. The LaMelo and Trez being your most used weapon and not using it. You have the right vet on the team and you still don't know what to do with him. LaMelo showed you that okay, me and Montrez can run the pick and roll. Why did you go away from it and run to Point Plumlee? And speaking of Plumlee, I'm gonna get on the front office, but before I get to the front office, I'm going to the coach. For the love of God, Borrego, pack your bags. You should get on the next flight back to San Diego because we don't need your ass anymore. You're done. You're fired. Listen, if anyone deserves to be fired mid-game, Borrego's that guy. Not Frank Vogel. At least Frank Vogel won a championship. Borrego didn't even win a second round entrance for his own team. Playoffs. They missed the playoffs for 4 straight seasons with him as the coach. But he's our most winningest coach with a .443 percentage. That's his overall record, .443. As a coach. Nobody cares. You had Larry Brown fired his ass. You had your coach who led you to the second round fired his ass. When are y'all actually learning to really be an organization? And this brings me to front office. You also get the same grade as the coaching staff. That's how bad y'all are. Mitch, get the fuck out of Charlotte. We don't need you. Jordan, sell the team. Jordan, before you sell the team, fire Borrego. Fire Mitch too. Because before anyone want to say, but Mitch drafted LaMelo. The problem with Mitch is not that he can't draft. It's that he doesn't know how to make smart moves. It's been Mitch's job to overpay for talent. Even if it's a bum, he's going to give him super max. If it means justifying him coming to that team. That's how Mitch works. You hired Borrego, gave him a 5-year extension after screwing up. Like, Borrego hasn't even finished the previous season. Like, he was just on the final laps of his. Like, he was extended during the play-in. You gave this man 4 years. He's about to finish his 4th year. Yeah, let's give him another extra year. 4 years of being mid as fuck. The Detroit Pistons are catching up to you, and they're getting better. The youngest team in the league is in the playoffs. So I do not want to hear anybody talk about they're a young team. For a team that's 25 years old and 25 and 121 days old, I don't want to hear that excuse. I'm done with it. I'm not hearing that, oh, they're a young team. Then how come the youngest team in the NBA is in the playoffs? As a second seed. Make it make sense. I don't get it. Like, the youngest team in the NBA is top 4 in the West. While the 4th youngest is out of the playoffs for 4 straight years with a shitty head coach and a dumbass owner and a dumbass general manager. I want Mitch gone. I want Jordan gone. Sell the team. I don't care if it's a white owner that buys the team. I just want an owner that knows what the fuck he's doing. An owner that actually cares about team success. That doesn't just care about, oh, my brand. Because your brand ain't helping. Your franchise player is wearing a different brand. Yeah, let's keep him. This is not gonna work. You have a franchise player, but I'm not new to this. When Charlotte have a franchise player, they rarely build a player that fits. They rarely give him players that fit his skill set. It's the Charlotte tactic. This was done with Kemba. Now we're seeing it with LaMelo. So I'm not surprised. Like, Cody Zeller. What does Cody Zeller do? Cody Zeller was shipped off the team. Brought Mason Plumlee in. Nigga, I'd rather have Rudy Gobert. Even though Rudy Gobert can't shoot a 3, at least Rudy Gobert can attack the basket. At least Rudy Gobert knows I can give the ball to the point guard, and all I have to do is pick and roll. Rudy and LaMelo would be a good fit because all Rudy needs to do is just roll to the basket. And he can grab a damn rebound. And he ain't got baby hands. Like, somebody make it make sense. I'd rather trade for Gobert than Westbrook. Send Gordon back home to Utah. Let Russ go to Indiana, where he should have been gone. Send Hayward back home to Utah, where he belongs. Where even though he plays like ass cheeks, they're gonna appreciate him for that. And send Gobert to Charlotte, where he's gonna play with a point guard that's gonna run pick and rolls for him. But I think that's not gonna happen if Borrego's still the coach. So I want him fired. Irregular rotations, irregular scheme. This dumbass try to do navigation for LaMelo on the court, and they realize, oh shoot, the players are not listening anymore. That's because the players have lost your trust. Like, how can I take a coach seriously? I don't even want to talk about his points per game in college or whatever. How can I take a coach seriously when 4 years straight he's been mid? And like I said, I'm not hearing the excuse of the young team because the youngest team in the NBA is in the playoffs, top four in the West with a much better record. I'm not hearing it. You guys are the fourth youngest team in the league with an average age of 25, and you guys still suck. We're not hearing it. The rookies barely get minutes. The owner, that's why I think it starts from the owner. You have to get rid of the owner because the owner must go. As much as people like to dick ride Jordan because of being a great player, Jordan is the worst owner of all time. Seriously, worst owner of all time. And now back to the overall record grade I will give this whole team. E. Not E for excellent. Be E for erotic, trashy style of play. Yeah, that's how bad they are. They're terrible, shit, and they suck. You have not won anything. And this is what you want to talk about. Oh, we had 43 wins. Last year we had 33. How are you winning 33 games in a 72 game season? But when you transition to an 82 game season, you're still in the same zone you were last year. The record don't matter no more. Because the play-in, see, let me bring it to the play-in. The purpose of a play-in is that the moment you have a record, regardless of how high your record is, that's why 7 and 8 seed, whenever you're 7 and 8 seed, it doesn't matter until after the play-in. You're not a legit 7 and 8 seed in the regular season is not a legit 7 and 8 seed until the playoffs, until the play-in. Then the moment the play-in note comes, that's when we know which team is actually the 7 seed, and who's the 8 seed. That's how it works around here. You guys are frauds for that. Back-to-back years being 10 seed. And yet we're clapping for being trash. Go suck a nut. We're clapping for being trash for back-to-back years. 4 years straight of 9-10, 9-10. You're not moving anywhere. You had 3 years straight of 10 seed. This is the third year in a row the Hornets are the 10 seed. It's not even close enough. Third year in a row. There's nothing progression. Forget the record. They're the same team. Even with a better record, they're still the same team. Yeah, a new roster, just still the same team. I don't care. You have not won anything. You will never win anything until your management changes how things go. And speaking of, this is what pisses me off about this. The Charlotte media, they're not free thinkers. The fans want to stick with whatever. I, I salute the real fans that actually want success for the team, but I don't salute the ones that whenever they're now down bad, all of a sudden they now want to wake up. But the moment that they're looking good, oh let's look at let's ignore that. Let's ignore that. Yeah, let's ignore the flaws when you are in an inconsistent record. But we should now come back to it. Now that's some sucker energy, bro. Now we should now come back to it when shit is down. Like some of y'all blame the refs. Oh, the refs ain't giving us calls. Man, no, stop. You do not have anyone making the playoffs. You had an all-star, and you still don't know how to build around an all-star. You're going into year 3 with this all-star. You don't even know how to build around him. You're supposed to get him a center. What do you got for him? It's not like you have Rudy Gobert. I'll be like, oh, okay, Rudy's at least has an issue. You don't even give LaMelo a center that can block shots, that can strike fear in the opponent when they come in. You don't have that. You have in the center be a point guard. Onto the moves that needs to be made. Number 1, get Gordon the fuck out of here. Number 2, Borrego must be sacked. I know I don't like to call for people's jobs, but in this situation, Borregos deserve to be fired. Number 3, Jordan must sell the team because it's clear he doesn't care about the team. He doesn't care about winning. He doesn't care about team success. It's all about himself. Jordan sell the team. Number 4, get a new center. Waive Plumlee. Waive Cody Martin. And number 5, play your freaking young guys, man. There's no point of drafting lottery picks back to back to back years and barely giving them minutes. LaMelo that fully come off the bench if not for Rozier and Graham being injured, bro. Let's be honest. You would not have started. You would not have seen the light of day starting the lineup if not for that. And now we want to talk about losing the play-in. And now to the final segment of the day, which is comparing coaches. Frank Vogel won a championship, and he was fired mid-game. He was a good coach, an NBA championship coach in his first year with the Lakers. Fired on his first year, after his first year, after getting Russell Westbrook. Sorry, even though I want to call him Westbrook, as a player, in terms of how he plays, he should be called Westbrook. But I'll say Russell Westbrook. So I'm sorry. You traded for Westbrook. Westbrook wasn't the best idea for a point guard. And at the end of the day, it wasn't the best fit. And now you fired the coach. Oh, now let's think of hiring Mike Jackson. I have no idea what the Lakers are doing. I have no idea. You fired the coach mid-game. But Borrego should have been fired for being a terrible coach for 4 years. A good coach knows how to trust his star player to do their thing. If I'm a player and I have to be looking at my coach from behind, I've never been in a situation, even when I was doing wrestling, I've never had. I used to post my wrestling videos when I used to be on when I used to be a teenager. My wrestling doing wrestling, I've never had to look at my coach because I listen. In practice, we've gone over the moves. We've gone over what we need to do. I never have to look at my coach and be like, "Oh, coach, I need tips." You want to know why that is? It's because the coach already created a game plan, and it's our job to follow, right? And if you had to look at your coach back, it means the coach didn't create a proper game plan. It, mean, it means the coach didn't create a proper plan and preparation for the boys to prepare. That's what it is. That's why I say if you're Charlotte, get a new coach. You need somebody that actually cares about winning, not a coach that actually cares about himself. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. So if I'm just gonna say it, like this team, this season is a total failure. 4 years straight in the playing, 34 years of mediocrity is not it. You've only had 2 to 3 playoff appearances at his, and you've only made it past the first round once, and that was 2001, 2002. Since then, you've been mediocre ever since. It's time to change, Charlotte. It's up to you to accept that because, like I'll say, and I have to bring the Matrix references, my job is to show you the door. It's up to you to walk through it or not. Au revoir.